happens if you have words that you don't understand? And that will happen from time to time. Well, my suggestion for you, students, if you're at home watching this now, is that please, you can use a Chinese and an English version together. Okay, there's no reason why you have to look up every word that you don't know in the English version. Use a Chinese version. Read the Chinese first, and then read the English. It's a very good way to increase your English learning ability. Don't read through and then start looking up every word. That's a very tedious process. Read the Chinese first. We're all fluent in Chinese, so read the Chinese and understand what is being put on the page, and then see how it is said in English. Okay? And if you have any questions about the English, then look for the dictionary or someone to explain it to you. That's a very good way to learn. I will tell you this, that's how I learned German. When I was in Germany, I told myself, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to increase my German reading ability? I have to read something interesting. And then I saw Harry Potter in German. Okay, this was after I had mastered some of the basics of German already. And so I had my English novels, their e-books, and then I had a German Harry Potter. And so I put them side by side. And then I read the English once, and then I read the German once. I didn't understand everything. But the process, and I read through 3 novels this way, it was a wonderful process. And I've improved in many, many ways, and in a fun way. So that's my suggestion for you all. Okay, so are there any questions from the audience? Any responses? No one? Is there anyone still watching?
7.
There's 7 people watching. Oh my gosh, that's the same number of novels. Oh, that's great. Okay, thank you, 7 people. Okay, who are watching. So I hope that you enjoy Harry Potter, and I'll tell you a little bit more about why I love the universe as we go along. What I particularly love about the Chamber of Secrets is the section where they battle it out and they finally get to the Chamber of Secrets, and then there's this revelation, there's this moment where we know that Tom Riddle is actually Lord Voldemort. It's a very powerful moment. So yeah, that's my favorite part of the novel. Okay, now I'm going to move on to probably my second favorite, third favorite. Anyway, I shouldn't say this. Yeah, the third novel in the series is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Now, The Prisoner of Azkaban is shadowed by the character Sirius Black. Sirius Black. And again, we see very strongly that Rowling is able to build and tell a story very, very well. She experiments with something that doesn't happen before, doesn't happen again, but she experiments with time travel in this particular novel. So if you watch the film version, which is a very good version, you can see that there are many instances to time. Okay, so what is time? And how do we account for our actions as time unfolds? We learn that Sirius Black is Harry Potter's godfather and best friends with Harry's father. We also meet another important character, Remus Lupin, in this novel. And we also meet some very sinister characters. We meet the Dementors, Cui Kuangmo, the Dementors, who J.K. Rowling has told us represent depression. So they are, they are her characterization of her personal experience of depression. And there are some very satisfying moments in Prisoner of Azkaban. Hermione Granger punches Draco Malfoy. That's a really cool moment that I really, boom, yeah. Anyway, that's it's brilliantly acted in the film as well. So you can look forward to that moment. There are also some wonderful descriptions in The Prisoner of Azkaban. This is when they win the Quidditch Cup. This is the house cup that they play. This is the novel where they win it for the first time. In the first time they didn't. In the second time, I believe it was cancelled. But in The Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry and their team, they win the house cup. So that's a very exciting moment to look forward to in Prisoner of Azkaban. There are also some revelations that I won't give away about in terms of story. And we learned something very important, which is sometimes what we believe, what people tell us, can be completely different from what is the actual truth. The truth is not always as apparent as we think. If you were a young child, like when my age, I was about maybe 13, when I was reading The Prisoner of Azkaban, maybe 12, 13, that's an important thing to know, which is you shouldn't always believe what people tell you. You shouldn't always believe what the newspaper writes. Okay, and so that's something for us to think about. There's also a very interesting prop here, the Marauders map, a map that shows the positions of all people here in Hogwarts. That's a good detail there. And there's also a character of Buckbeak, the hippogriff, which is a very cool, fantastic creature. All right, okay, moving on, the Goblet of Fire. Now, I put off reading the Goblet of Fire for some time. This is a novel that is actually very long. So this is the first time I read a novel that is longer, I believe, than 400 pages. That was the first time that very thick. And my version, which is either the Bloomsbury, which is, or Random House, so American or British. But anyway, the Goblet of Fire, there's a tournament. There is a Quidditch World Cup, very exciting tournament to watch. And the Triwizard Tournament, so where they have to go through these 3 tasks. They have to battle a dragon, they have to go into the lake, they have to go through a maze. And this is the novel where there is real deception. Mad-Eye Moody turns out not to be who he really is, right? This character who appears to be helping Harry is actually not who he appears to be. This is the defining turning point in the series. This is the middle novel, right? 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is the middle, and then 5, 6, 7. This is the novel where Lord Voldemort comes back. Okay, so he gets his body back. If you watch the film version, it's a very iconic scene that happens in a graveyard, where Lord Voldemort sort of returns back into the flesh. There's a very dramatic moment. And then you know that there's something wrong in the world now, and that Harry will have to face challenges that are not just personal. There are challenges that he needs to face that will help save the world. Not just his school, but the world, the wizarding world in which we know it. Harry Potter is also one of the first times that we know that Harry begins to have some kind of feeling, romantic feeling, for I won't tell you who, okay, you can go with. So if you're 14 years old, as Harry is, and if you're 14, I was about that age, yeah, 国一国二的时候, you recognize that feeling of attraction. You notice that feeling of being strange, a feeling not quite grown up, but wanting to grow up. Yeah. Okay, so that is the Goblet of Fire. There are 3 more novels, and then there are some extended works by J.K. Rowling that we will talk about. And so hopefully, after today, again, you will be motivated. I certainly am. I'm motivated now to read the novels again. And next semester, I will be teaching a workshop on Harry Potter. And so maybe we can talk more then. Okay, so we'll take a break. Okay, so 5 minutes. Thank you all very much.